Hello, welcome to Dun Growers Podcast. I'm your host Justin. So today we're reviewing another 70s comic trade paperback. I know I don't know how people think about my 70s comics reviews, but you know what? I'm going to keep reading 70s comics because they're actually pretty good. So today I'm reviewing Justice Society Volume 1, which came out in 2006. It collects issues of All-Star Comics 58 through 67, if I'm not mistaken, and DC Special 29. And it's written by Paul Levitz and Gerry Conway, with art by Joe Staton, Giffen, Wally Wood, and Rick Estrada. With also you have cover art by Arnie Chua, I don't know how to pronounce that, Wally Wood, Rich Buckler, Mike Rell, heard of him, Al Milgrom, and Neil Adams. Which one was the Neil Adams cover? Huh. And on the trade paperback itself, you have an awesome cover by Brian Bolland, who's probably my second favorite cover artist, besides from Alex Ross, obviously. Though I don't know if Brian Bolland was a good choice for the Justice Society, because when he tries to draw like I don't know, man. Like when he tries to draw like old-fashioned superhero characters, they look a little weird. Like Dr. Midnight has like a crazy fighting stance. Two, like Power Girl has like this weird like fucking grin on her face. She looks like a witch, man. And then there's the fact that why is like Alan Scott Green Lantern way at the back, right? Like he's part of the big three of the Justice Society of America, which is Jay Garrick, the Flash, Alan Scott Green Lantern, like I said, and Wildcat, which I think his name is Ted Grant. I would have to double check. But yeah, if people don't know what the Justice Society of America is, it's basically like old Golden Age or Silver Age characters. I think they're Golden Age. I'm pretty sure they're Golden Age. Golden Age DC superheroes, right? And after a while, though, they split like the Silver Age characters and the popular characters of the Golden Age into one Earth called Earth 1, where like you have the Barry Allen, Flash, and Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and you have the Justice League of America, or Justice League, and all the old Golden Age characters that aren't as popular are on Earth 2, and this is where this book takes place in, where there is no Justice League there's only the Justice Society of America, which this book takes place in modern times, right? And it takes place like right after like a bunch of the members of the Justice Society decide to come out of retirement, and Justice Society of America come out of retirement, like Alan Scott, Ted Grant, Dr. Fate, who's Kent Nelson, the Flash, Dr. Midnight, Hawkman, who's Carter Hall, who's not an alien in this book, right? He's not an alien, right? And the first story, it's we get like introduced to new characters, right? Like the Star Spangled Kid and Power Girl, who is the cousin of Earth 2 Superman, who, by the way, is written like one complaint I have about this book is like she's like a super feminist, and she gets really annoying, and like she kind of forces herself to join the team and to join the JSA, right? Which they after this book they changed to All Star Squadron, but they still call themselves the JSA, which is weird. So it's, yeah, basically you have this book where like the JSA tried to stop somebody's plans to destroy all the major cities of the world, and it turns out to be Brainwave, who's this psychic villain who's living on a spaceship, right? And like the JSA couldn't defeat them, but are able to defeat them with the help of Robin, who's like older now, but still goes by Robin. Star Spangled Kid, who was like I think the sidekick of Starman, who now controls like Starman's like cosmic rod, and and they talked about how he was from the 50s, but somehow was traveled 20 years into the future and is stuck in the 70s, and was a little depressed about that. And like Star Spangled Kid, Robin, and Power Girl helped the JSA defeat Brainwave, and they joined the team. After that, they fight other villains like the Injustice Society, which is Icicle, who has a freeze gun, by the way. The Thinker, who's in the new Suicide Squad movie. Solomon Grundy, and the Fiddle, who can control people with his fiddle. Such a lot of lame kind of Golden Age villains in this book, but kind of cool. There's also a cool arc in this book where they fight this astronaut who became this villain called Vulcan, who looks like a Jack Kirby creation. And that was like a cool arc. And they also fight Vandal Savage, and they also fight who was his name again? Oh my god, let me double check. Oh, they also fight these subterranean people who teamed up with the Injustice Society, which reminded me of One Punch Man, the first episode of One Punch Man, right? But yeah, I thought the art was cool. Love seeing old Golden Age heroes, man. I love the JSA. They're awesome. They're awesome team. They're awesome team. And like, what's cool about the individual issues is that they'll be fighting one villain in the issue, and then the writer will set up the villain for the next issue or for the next arcs, which I thought was pretty cool. You're getting sneak previews, red herrings in the story about what's going to happen next, right? And you also have our characters dealing with real drama. Kent Nelson's wife threatened to kill him if he didn't quit being a superhero. He's Dr. Fate, by the way. Green Lantern Alan Scott loses his business. Right? And then you have and gets mind jacked by the Psycho Pirate. And then you have Robin is snitching on the JSA to Batman, who's now the police commissioner of Gotham. But he goes he retired as Batman, as Bruce Wayne became the police commissioner, and is planning on bringing in the JSA and interrogating them, right? Because he thinks they've gone wacko. Yeah. I don't know. I really enjoyed the book. I thought the dialogue was great. There's lots of action in this book, right? Though I kind of didn't like the last issue, which was which was basically a retelling of the origin story of the JSA, how they teamed up to fight Hitler in 1940. I thought that issue was a little dumb, to be honest, because it's when it's convenient for the story, they're super powerful, and when it's not convenient, they're getting their asses kicked. You had 3 of them take on the Valkyries, which Hitler was able to summon the Valkyries with an enchanted spear that was the Spear of Longinus from, which was a spear that a Roman soldier had to kill Jesus on the cross. For people who don't know, that's a thing in anime and stuff and pop culture. I think it was even in the first Hellboy movie. Yeah, but you had 3 of them take on the Valkyries, there were 9 of them, fight them and held them off. And when all 9 of them come together, the Atom, the Adam Spectre, who's like super powerful, by the way, single-handedly turns into a giant and destroys the Nazi Germany's like fleet, but like can't handle the Valkyries, right? So it's like when the story needs them to be badass, they're badass, but when the story needs them to be kind of weak, they're weak. So I thought that was kind of dumb. Also, you got a lot of Golden Age Superman in this book. I forgot to mention that. And boy, did he have like, there were very few moments in the comic book where like Superman didn't have squinty eyes. Because if you ever seen like the old Superman comics or the old Superman cartoons, you know he has like the he has like the Brock thing going on. If you ever played Pokemon, where his like eyes are always closed, but there's sometimes his eyes will be open. But like yeah, man. And I gotta emphasize how I forgot to emphasize like how dumb like Power Girl is in this book, because like she's constantly insulting everybody, belittling people, and like she forces herself to join the team. Doesn't want to be compared to Superman at all, right? Constantly like puts down Superman, and then Superman will like compliment her after. It's like, this is like unbelievable behavior. And then there's the way like she treats the JSA, where she forces our heroes into the JSA, by the way, is run diplomatically, right? They run themselves like a democracy, right, a republic or whatever. So like you have a chairman who gets voted in, and like whenever the team makes decisions, they have to vote right. But like after they defeat the Injustice Society, Power Girl makes Wildcat and Star Spangled Kid and herself get captured by the Subterraneans against the other two members of the team's will, and calls for help, right, with the JSA signaler, and then like Hawkman and like Flash go to rescue them, and then when they go to rescue her, and they hear about like she did that, they're like, you had the fucking nerve to call us, right? And you had the fucking nerve to call us for help when you force all of us into the situation. And she's like, I thought that was the JSA's for like fighting villains and shit. And it's like, yeah, but like you have to vote on this shit. You can't just make this. You're like a new member on the team, and she's like forcing, like, you know, like she's making decisions that affect everybody, to the point where like Star Spangled Kid almost gets killed, right? But I did like the fact that like after like that, though she comes off like what's it called, like Mary Sue through most of the book. Near the end, they start putting her in positions where she's getting saved by some of the other characters, right? She's not totally a Mary Sue, right? But like, yeah, like if like it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't kick because of all the bad decisions and the way she interacts with everybody that she makes. It's like, it's kind of unbelievable that they wouldn't kick her out of the team, despite how powerful she is. She is like a liability and a total bitch, man. And for people who call Gerry Conway a hypocrite because of like, you know, his portrayal like because of Power Girl, right? Halfway through the book, they change her costume and cover up her cleavage, by the way. But they obviously brought it back, but like not in this book, but they probably later on did. But yeah, like they cover it up, and that whole gaslighting the Comicsgate people did to Gerry Conway, when his criticism wasn't entirely on the fact that manga sexualizes women, is that manga sexualizes underage women, and then they try to call him underage girls, and they try to call him a hypocrite because Power Girl. When Power Girl's an adult too, he was calling out the sexualization of teenagers in manga. You fucking gaslighting assholes. But yeah, so if I were to give this book a rating, I would say if you like the JSA and you like classic books, and you don't mind like the feminist and leftist stuff in this book, which is there's not a lot there, but there is some in there. I would say the book is worth reading, and it was like $20 for like 10 or 11 issues. That's kind of a good deal, right? So I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. All right, peace. My next comic review is going to be the new comic that came out a couple months back, Heroes Reborn by Marvel, which is a remake from a '90s series. All right, guys, peace.